as promised, interview time with Shadow Cabinet, Bob and Howard. Right off the bat, so you are the only pure alternative band I know, right? Like Rusty has the Cure tribute band, which is awesome, but it's one band. Mm-hmm. You saw like on that MTV Tribute Fest, they'll pick a band, you know, a Blink-182 or whatever.
Right.
You guys are just alternative, right? Mm-hmm. So my first thing is, how'd that even come about? How did we wind up? Because you said the band's 16 years old.
Yeah.
So I mean, how do you wind up with just the alternative stuff?
Well, I was playing in some other bands here in Florida after I moved here in '97. I played in a number of different bands, and different things went over different places. I had a band just like this in Boston, exactly like it, but I came here and wasn't going to do exactly the same thing. It's a new place, and I played in these other bands, and we started this and we even played a little reggae. We played some different things, some more a little bit more mainstream stuff that was coming out at the time. You know, current rock top 40, whatever, and we would play it, and it would be go over okay, and then we would play this, you know, the new wave and the alternative, and it would kill. So we just kept dropping the other stuff and adding more, and after a year or two, it's just like, well, that's what we are. And that's how it came about.
I gotcha. I think we're about to get a visitor. I hear my door ring, like maybe not. We'll see.
Sounds like the ice machine.
That could be too. I'm getting old. It could be any noise. And you stuck with the alternative thing the whole time. So give me, I always say, you know, because I've been to a couple of shows, whenever I talk about the band, I'm like, they play Depeche Mode, they play, and of course you messaged me and said, we don't do Devo, don't say Devo. Because I was saying Devo. What are your biggest ones? When you play a show, like, what are the top 5 songs that your crowd is going to go nuts for every time?
Well, they always want to hear The Cure, everything we play by The Cure.
Anything, doesn't matter what song.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Depeche Mode, The Cars, we play. You know, we play multiple songs by
Blue Monday.
Yeah, Blue Monday's
Blue
big.
Monday crushes it.
Yeah.
Because they do it so well. I mean, I can say that. The drum part's easy in that song. They crush that song. They really do.
The whole band is solid, and we're going to get to that. But so you've got by band what people like, because you do multiple by each of the bands.
Most of them, yeah. I mean, Melt With You is a big song for us.
Sure.
And that's, you know, we don't do anything else by them. But yeah, a lot of it is, you know, certain bands, and it depends on the place. The place where they want to dance, they really want to hear The Cure, Depeche Mode, New Order, and The Cars. A place where they're just listening, or like it's, you know, not so much a party place. They might want to hear the Smiths. Mm-hmm. Like nobody else plays the Smiths, and we do 3 songs by them right now.
Okay.
So that's the stuff that we get known for.
So and I see you guys play around a lot. You know, I see you at Peanuts. I see you at Ruby Street. Like you have a place in Mount Dora. Is it Magical Meat Boutique that I see you
right.
at?
Yeah.
Magical Meat Boutique. How hard is it being in a niche like that to book, like venues wise, right? Like we're a dance band, and there's plenty of venues that we're just not a fit for because they don't want to hear that. Right.
Magical Meat was easy because the owner is British and
Sure.
was looking for that music. In a Facebook post, he wanted a band for New Year's Eve that played Depeche Mode, New Order, and everyone's commenting going, "Oh, you want Shadow Cabinet?"
Yeah.
So we booked the New Year's. But then they also wanted us before then, and now we've been playing there every month ever since. And
you're regular.
That was last fall. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but is it hard getting, like, when you look at a lot of the venues, is it like we won't go over there?
Yeah.
It's got to limit your scope of where you can play.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I'll get in touch with the venue and I'll let them know what we're about, and they'll say, yeah, I don't think they would like you guys here. And I go, okay, that's your choice, and I understand. You know best.
And how often are you guys playing? I feel like I see it twice a month.
No. We play probably 4, 5, 6 times a month.
So you're not sending me enough. You're not sending me enough gigs. You're not sending me enough gigs. He's slacking on sending me the gigs. He just comments in the post underneath with like, "Here's where we are." Right? He doesn't
Sometimes
remember.
I miss the deadline, and now it's going to be Monday, so I better get my
that's
toes
right.
out there.
That's right. So I'll keep posting.
And now you're having a different page just for the band crawl, so that'll make it easier.
Yes, so they were, like I said, Facebook was flagging me for tagging all of you.
Right.
And it would say, like, you violated our community standards, and the only way I could think to get around that was to open a new page, which I just did. If you've not seen it, it's facebook.com/weekly band crawl. I'll still post it on my page, but I can't tag everybody or it's going to get mad. So what I think I'm going to do is start tagging just the bands and then on the band crawl page, I'll tag just the venues, and then hopefully it won't have as big a fit. So you said the band is 16 years in, been basically alternative the whole time. Now, there's 3 other members or 2 other members?
2 other members.
Who are the other 2 guys?
The other 2 are Eric Marzkowski. He plays guitar and keys and sings, and he's been with me since the beginning. And Chuck Zayas plays bass and sings, and he's been with us, maybe 3 or 4 years, something like that?
I think it was beginning of 2019 when he joined.
And how long have you been in?
I've been in since the tail end of 2015.
Oh, so a while for you also.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so a lot of the alternative stuff, I would assume a big part of it is getting those sounds right. Like all those bands on their songs have a specific sound, or some of the songs have a sound effect. Is that more the keyboard player who's having to really go crazy figure that out, or is it the drum parts? Like I know you trigger your kits. Like how is that part of working out the song? Basically, is what I'm saying is you got to figure out the effects.
Yeah, and when we decide on a song, we have to like work on it on our own for a while usually to figure out what the sounds are going to be, especially
before you even play it on a band.
Yeah. Or sometimes it's a work in progress at rehearsal, but yeah, usually before we even rehearse it, Eric's been working on the sounds, and if I've been working on it at home on guitar, I'm messing around with delay and chorus and whatever to get the right combo, because sometimes it's a couple things combined, and there aren't many songs that don't have something going on.
Oh yeah, I would imagine. And towards that end, I know you play, like you mentioned the Smiths, you mentioned Depeche Mode, you mentioned the Cure. Are there any new bands that qualify in the same genre now? Like, is there any new stuff that comes out that you're like, well, that's new wave enough or alternative enough that your crowd would like it, or are you basically in a certain time window of a past range?
Well, for a while we were learning newer songs, and they just didn't really hit with people for some reason. I remember, like, what was the name of the band we opened for at the Food and Wine Festival?
Oh, Neon Trees.
Yeah, Neon Trees. We played a Neon Trees song when it was current. And, I mean, it's a great song. And the people that we play for, I think, are the wrong age group.
They just didn't know it.
Yeah, it didn't really work.
What do you think your age group is overall?
I mean, well, thanks to Stranger Things, it's gotten a lot younger.
Sure.
My daughter just graduated from college, and I forget, she was talking to somebody and mentioned something about Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush.
Yeah, the Kate Bush song, which got popular because of Stranger Things.
Yeah, well, and somebody said, like, how do you know that song? And, you just found out about it because of Stranger Things. And she said, no, she knows all about Kate Bush and Peter Gabriel and everybody. She's an expert on 80s music. But yeah, Stranger Things is actually, and then other movies use 80s music a lot. Yeah,
you're seeing that more and more and more. It's like it's progressed from the classic rock, where they were using that a lot. Now they're using 80s and 90s, and I'm thinking in the next 4 or 5 years they're going to use more 90s than 80s, and we're just going to keep trickling forward. I tell my kids I knew I was old when I took my son to My Gym and they played Sweet Child of Mine on the My Gym overhead radio when they were protesting the album when it came out, right? So
yeah.
it's all trickling down. So how many songs do you have in the repertoire?
We have, like, the ones that we rotate regularly right now, it's about 50 or 55, something like that. And then we have another 10 or 15 that we haven't done for a while, and we could bring those back.
And I've seen, if I remember right, when I've seen you guys, you all basically just dress in black.
Yeah.
Right? There's no, as evidenced, right? There's no uniform. What I'm driving at is you're almost a tribute band that isn't a tribute band, right? Because you're only playing that genre.
Yeah.
You're only playing, a select group of bands, but it's not a tribute band. Like, now that's the big thing. You're seeing a lot of these tribute bands come out, and you could kind of be that. Right, but it's not. It's just you guys just dress in all black.
I don't have to wear a wig or look exactly like the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's too many people for you to do it. Too many bands.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be gimmicky. I wouldn't even know where to start.
You're not.
We're a tribute to a genre.
Yeah, I like that, and I think they knew it before the band crawl, but I definitely think, because I harp on it every week, like, everyone knows what they're getting when they go to a Shadow Cabinet show, which I like. I think you mentioned a place that you guys went to and you played, and they were like, oh, we're not into that kind of music. And I was like, well, have you seen nothing? Have you seen no videos? Have you seen no fan page? Like, you guys have definitely been true to your genre the whole time.
Yeah, it's not a secret.
No, not at all. Is there a club you think you do well at that you're not in?
Well, we haven't played at Postheimer Castleberry's for a while, which has a lot to do with, a lot of stuff got broken by the pandemic. You know, the schedule stopped.
Right.
And we kind of had to restart. Like we just, you know, as I mentioned, we're going to be at the Hard Rock Hotel in Daytona in July. We hadn't been there for a couple of years because of the pandemic.
Sure.
And even after they started rebooking and everything, and I got in touch with her, and she said, "Why? I'm making up for all the bands that got canceled.
Right.
So it's going to take. You'll be back, but it's going to take a little while, you know." And so the pandemic really broke things up as far as the scheduling.
And part of the stage show, right? And I think we have actually bantered about this on Facebook a little bit.
Right.
I thought part of the stage show was the kits you're using, right? Like for a while.
Well, I'm always trying to get that. You talk about getting the right sounds for that genre, and I've done a lot of experimenting with that. You know, and I went to the electronic kit for that because you can sit there and fiddle knobs on the electronic drum brain, and you can make any sounds you want.
Right.
You know, but then there's some places that they really want a real drum kit. You know, and they want it, so I add triggers, so I can add effects to real drums. You know? But yeah, I guess it is kind of entertaining watching me.
Watching you go through your different
change
sets.
out. But I'm always searching for, to try to find the best sound.
Is it just a sound thing, or is it a look thing also?
Well, I kind of think the electronics look cool,
I mean, just
Especially
depending
for
on which
our
ones you
genre.
run. Right,
You know.
right.
Like I saw Garbage open for Tears of Fears last week, and that guy was playing a role in the kit. And they're not really even, a new wave band, but
No, but they're definitely
alternative, yeah.
Oh, sure. And what are you playing now?
What am I playing?
He's
now?
already laughing. Like, what are you playing
I
now?
never know.
Well, I'm probably going to bring a small acoustic kit tonight and trigger it with a Yamaha electric acoustic drum module, which has microphones built into it, and you can also add triggers to it. So it picks up the sound acoustically through the microphones, and you can add triggers and set effects. So that's probably what I'll do tonight.
And from
that
a look,
could change next week.
From a look perspective, the first time I saw you guys play, which wasn't all that long ago, you were still
I know
using
what you're
the
talking about.
cocktail kit.
Yeah. I wanna
Right,
try
which is
that.
like a jungle kit.
Yeah.
Right. Did that nest together? Because it looked like the floor tom
Oh, it
opened
did.
up.
Yeah, it was easy to move around and
But you killed that. You were like, no, I'm not. You're not doing that anymore.
Well, it was just ergonomically kind of a weird setup because the bass drum was actually a
floor
floor
tom.
tom facing down.
Yep.
And then the floor tom was attached to it facing up. So your bass drum foot, your floor tom is literally on top of the bass drum. And usually
I
the floor
see.
tom's right here, not
I
out
see.
here. And it drove me nuts.
And that's
I had
why
to
that
give it
got
up.
taken
Even
out
though
of
everybody
rotation.
loved it, said it sounded great, it looks cool. How do you do that? I just
It's out of the
I ended up
rotation,
with a
it's
sore
done.
shoulder. It's gone. I swear.
Okay, that's gone. And when you do the electronic kit,
Yeah.
like, do you try and make the kit look new wave or whatever to go with the stage show, or are you just playing what you want to play and it is
Well,
what
I
it is?
just took the electronic kit that I have and took some Gibraltar parts, rack parts, chrome parts, instead of just having a plastic toy rack that basically comes with the mid-range
Yeah,
electronic kits. So I built a nice, professional looking rack for it to put it on, so it'll look cool.
But for you, it's not making it look like one of the outlandish 80s, they had crazy kits. They had crazy looking drums.
Yeah.
For you, it's more of the sound and the functionality, and it's electronic or whatever. But
Yeah.
you're more interested in the functionality than you are in the cosmetic of it.
Yeah, but I like it to look cool too.
All right. So when can I see this electronic kit you're talking about? When are we doing that?
Well, that'll be in the smaller venues for sure. I'll use that. I'll use
Okay.
that like Fiddler's Green we play at.
Okay.
It's a very tiny stage. People say, "How do you fit on there?" Well, they have an extension they bring out for us, and we fit in there. We have a great time playing there.
And how about Magical Meat Boutique? How big of a place is that?
I'll use the electronics there too.
Is that a big place? I haven't been
No,
inside.
it's small to medium, but the acoustics are good. Sounds good in there.
And you've got to go over great, like you said. It's a British owner. It's a British themed venue. Like you've got to go over great.
Everybody that's there knows all the. I mean, they're out there dancing, singing the Smiths. There's a light that never goes out. Who knows that song? I do.
I don't know that
I
song.
loved it in 1986, and I love it now. And when they wanted to do it, I'm like, oh yes, that's why I joined this band because they keep picking these songs that I loved back in the 80s.
And there's
I was
enough of
really
that.
into alternative music back then.
And there's enough that you don't really run out of options, even though you're in a certain time period. It seems like there's a wide,
There's a lot more we could do.
wide berth of music in there, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Very. And so, I'm also curious, because you have, like you said, you have 55 or so songs that are regular. You've got about another 10 that are sitting in the rotation, and you'll pull them out as you go. So they've got to be coming to see the show not only because they like the music, but it's got to be about you guys too, because you're kind of stuck with the same set list to a degree.
Yeah.
Right? If there's 65, 70 songs, and you're playing a 4-hour gig, and I see you guys don't talk a lot between them, so you're probably going through 14, 15 songs in a set. Like,
Right.
you've got a lot of songs that every time you go you're going to hear.
Yeah.
So, and I notice on your marketing even, like on your Facebook page, you're a performer artist labeled page with kind of the concert poster set up for it. How are you keeping these guys coming back over and over again to a show? Which you're not unique to. I mean, Crash Rocket, Rocket Fly, Skin Deep, a lot of these bands, just by the function of if you go see them 3 times in a 2-month period, you're going to hear a lot of the same stuff. And people come out to do that because they like the guys, they like the, whatever it may be. I'm curious what 16 years in that niche, how you're keeping them coming back and coming back.
I can speak to that a little bit. One thing Howard did with our gig at Fiddler's, we used to put maybe the more esoteric stuff later in the night, the really deep new wave stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, we get our real hardcore people early there. And then later there's a lot of college kids. So we switched it up. And we started doing the really deep new wave stuff early for the people that really came to see us. And then you do the Billy Idol and the Clash later in the night, and the college kids are all going crazy. So it really worked out.
Okay.
A lot of times in the bars, you're not going to have, maybe not everyone's going to stay for 3 or 4 hours.
No, of course not.
So, I mean, just the way you put the sets together.
Yeah, you switch
Can
things
make-
around.
People will hear a song and go, oh, I've been coming to see you for 4 years and I never heard you play that.
Yeah, play it every week. You just never hear it that time.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you. And do you guys go out and interact with the crowd a lot? Like, is your fan base interact with you back and forth on Facebook or in person or whatever? Like,
Yeah.
is there?
Oh, yeah.
I'd imagine there's got to be somewhat of a family atmosphere there because you're a unique niche and they're coming to see the unique niche. Like, you guys have to get to know each other to some degree.
Sure. And going back to what you had said before, a lot of people are coming to hear us do specific songs. So we kind of have to play them.
Right.
They're
Oh, yeah, you
expecting-
definitely got your hits that they expect to hear that song.
Oh, absolutely. They'd be, what you didn't play, they'd be really disappointed. And yeah, we have people that have been coming to see us for 8-10 years or more.
Oh, yeah.
We played at Ohm Bar for 9 years straight.
I remember that. I
played-
saw you there a couple times.
We played every New
that was a
Year's
blast.
for 9 years. And that goes all the way back to 2008, I think. That sounds about right. Yeah, because they closed it 2017.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we started playing there in the summer of 2008.
They still haven't opened that new thing that they built.
No.
Every
No.
time we go to New Smyrna,
Yeah.
we see that the building is there and there's power, but it's like they started and then they just haven't opened it.
I know. We were just Peanuts the other week, and it looks like it's ready to go. And I think I saw some lights inside.
Yep, me too. But they haven't done anything with it.
No.
That's okay. The old Ombar people were at Peanuts watching us. having a
Really?
blast. Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Oh, I saw a shirt. It was like the first generation Shadow Cabinet T-shirt. They
They're like-
changed the logo at one point.
Oh, that's
Or was
the
it
second
even-
one.
Oh, that's the
There's,
second
there's
one.
an older one that goes way back.
Oh, okay.
See, even you didn't know.
Yeah.
that was
It's
before me.
It's
Yeah.
a deep, deep cut T-shirt, like way
Yeah,
back.
and he's out there in the crowd, and I'm like, turn around, I want to see that. Because it's before my time.
And
So
so,
it's unique.
when
But
you
yes, there are people that I recognize faces. There's one couple that I think that they over the last year I see them everywhere, and so I go out and say hi. I'm like, thank you for coming. Oh yeah, we'll be back. We love this.
see, that's cool, and
It
it's
is-
got to be
it is
partially about knowing the band and knowing the people in the band, and you want to go out and do it. I used to years ago. I used to go see Crash Rocket, and what I noticed with them at the time is all the people who came to see them, it was like their social night to gather.
Yeah.
That's when they're going to go hang out with each other and see the band at the same time. And I just assumed it would have to be the same thing with you guys. Are they sending you, like when you go to pick new songs, is your crowd sending you requests? Are they saying like, we'd love you to do this song, or have you ever thought of doing that
Oh
song?
yeah, we get those, and then also in person too.
And do you wind
Oh,
up
yeah.
taking any of that? Do you wind up?
Oh,
I mean, I know it's a double-edged sword because sometimes you get something and you're like, there's no way we're doing that.
Well, yeah,
Well,
there's
yeah,
that.
Somebody asked for "Aha, Take on Me," and I said,
Who's going to sing it?
I was going to sing that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, It's a tough one, because you want to do what people want, but you also want to do what you do well and you know will sound good, you know.
And how many songs are you guys adding? Like, do you add just like, 3, 4 a quarter?
We haven't been doing much lately because of the pandemic. And
Sure.
we still have older songs to bring back.
Oh, okay. You're still getting back in the rotation
Yeah.
and hadn't worked on in a while.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Bob's going to hold you up with that. I mean,
Yeah.
he's the last one to learn the part.
He's lazy.
It's always the drummer. It's always the drummer. So people are giving you the requests on your Facebook page, whatever. What's some of the stuff you're gonna do? You off the top of your head, do you know if there's anything you hear all the time, like you guys ought to add this, and you're thinking about it, or besides obviously we used to do Take on Me. Gene Wexler played guitar with us for a long time,
Yeah.
and he could sing that way up here, and we did Take on Me. And we did, not that it's alternative, but we did Staying Alive, because he could sing that, way up there. And we haven't been able to bring those back because nobody can sing them. So
Right.
I feel your pain. Those are two
Right.
songs people loved. We can't do that. It's just too high.
Yeah, I don't think there's any particular song or band that we hear over and over. We hear all kinds of.
They just want us to do more of certain bands.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, like we love The Cure. Can you add some more Cure
Exactly.
stuff? We love
Yeah.
The Smiths. Can you?
Exactly.
What's
Maybe we should try to bring Fascination Street back, even though that drum part is absolutely brutal.
which band is that?
The Cure.
Oh, okay.
It's
And
one of their
I-
long, layers and layers of guitar. That's really cool. We played it for a while, but you'd have to be a hardcore Cure fan to really appreciate it.
But it sounds like your crowd has a bunch of those.
Yeah.
You can get away with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but The Cure has other songs that are like danceable and are more accessible too.
Sure. I only know, being the not an alternative junkie. I know Just Like Heaven,
Yeah.
and I know they had another one, Friday I'm in Love.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and then there may be one more.
Love
that I
Song.
know. Yeah, those would be the three that
Yeah,
I'm
those are
not
the three
as
we do.
well versed in that as I should be. I was more into when that was going on. I was more into the hair metal, and so I only know Do you do any Thompson Twins?
No.
No Thompson Twins.
No, I've never done any Thompson Twins.
Okay, which means that nobody knows it or likes it, because you guys have been at it 16 years and you haven't had to do it.
It would be doable, maybe. I mean, they have a female singer in all the songs.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. Bob's been begging to sing female lead vocals. by the way.
Yeah, that's always
He's
a strong
messaged me
point.
many times.
Girls don't cry. How's that?
There you go. So is there anything new
was on
venues,
female
new anything coming out that you want to let people know about? Or are we just getting back in the swing as best we can because
Well,
everybody's
it's kind of that, I mean,
Yeah.
we're like really revving up, like the schedule is filling up more and more.
I see you guys a lot, usually when Bob puts it in the comments after not sending it to me.
Right.
Who does your PR in the band? Like, which one of you is the PR guy?
That's mostly me.
That's mostly you?
Yeah.
So you can send me your shows too.
I could,
You could.
but he's like, he has the advantage, like when I'm working, I'm out driving around. And he's at the computer at home. That's the advantage.
I
he
got you.
has.
So you're at the
Yeah.
desk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're at the desk and you're out and about.
Yeah.
I got you. Well,
So
I love covering the gigs. And of course, I
Yeah.
should bring this up.
Well,
So the headshot.
yeah.
The headshot. Bob always was sending me these gigs with the four of you in the all black on a black background, so it was like the floating head kind of thing, like your bouncers in the bar, right? Like the big, staring at the camera, like if you bother the waitress one more time, we're kicking you out. So now I use the live photo,
Right.
right? So I'm personally inviting you to pick a day, bring your guys here, I'll bring my photographer in, and we'll take some more headshots. If you're interested. Otherwise, I'll keep using the live shot. Because you guys are very friendly, and you're very fun. It's got to be at least 7 or 8 shows I've gone to. The band is really fun and really friendly. And the headshot always looks like you're not.
Well,
It always looks like you're just
But
not.
we're doing The Cure. We're doing
Still.
emo goth rock.
I know.
So we don't smile
I
in our
know,
picture.
but I'm using the playing live one because it just doesn't resonate for me. Like
Yeah.
and I've had people, by the way, when I said that, I got a bunch of messages that I can forward you from people who are like, "No, those guys are really nice. I talk to them all the time. No, those guys, I've been going to see them for a long time." And I'm like, "No, I'm kidding. I'm joking."
yeah.
But
yeah.
It's the genre, that's all. I mean,
is that the look? Is that the
Yeah.
not being an alternative guy myself?
Yeah.
That's what they do. They just kind of have that
Well, back then, New Order.
no smile, no
Depeche Mode,
nothing,
The
stare
Cure,
at the
and-
camera, the rough tough thing.
I remember
Yeah.
way back when I was getting started and I was working with an agent, and I remember he talked about the band pictures, and he said, when I was a teenager, And his dad like ran the agency before he took it over.
I got you.
And he said, I remember when I was a teenager and I would go into a record store, and this was like, this had been in the 60s and the early 70s. He said, I'd look at the albums, and the ones where the band was smiling just looked like goofballs. And I thought that guys that looked serious, because, Jimi Hendrix and Cream and the Rolling Stones, they aren't grinning in their pictures. They look
No,
serious.
they're not. They
And
look
that's what
serious.
he's talking about.
Okay.
And so like that, rock bands have always looked more serious in the posed promo picture.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the pictures when they're backstage and
Well, then they can whatever they
that's
want.
different. That's a whole different thing.
All right. So I guess I need to go back to using the bouncer tough guy picture. That's
Well, you
that's
can
the
rotate
genre.
I don't know. I think we need a new picture because I've shaved since then. So.
Oh yeah,
I
actually, you
needed
did
a-
have like a little thing going
I had
on.
a goatee for years, yeah. And then
Yeah, I didn't think
decided
about
that
that.
I wanted to look younger.
So how old is that picture? Because you said years.
3 maybe.
That's right when Chuck joined.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not that bad.
It's not
No.
that old.
That's not that bad. I'm getting old enough now that I don't want to retake the pictures anymore.
Maybe we could just
Yeah, that's what I was also thinking of that too.
I don't want to show them anymore.
Yeah, I look a lot younger in that picture.
So you've got, I know you said Wednesday, which by the time this airs,
Yeah,
tonight actually,
tonight.
you're playing back out at Main Street.
Yeah.
Remind me, are you playing this weekend or are you off this weekend?
Yeah,
We're off this week.
we're off this week.
You're off this weekend. Okay, very cool.
And
But
we
make
got-
sure, so what's next? What's the next gig?
Next weekend is Friday at.
Is it Ruby Street? Or is that the next Friday?
I'm not sure.
We have two. We have
But you're playing the next
Friday,
2 weekends.
Friday, Saturday.
So you're playing the next,
Yeah.
you're off this weekend and then
Oh,
you've
yeah.
got 2 more weekends.
Yeah, let me look.
I'm going to check you out at Ruby Street because I want to see that place anyway.
Oh, you should come out there.
I want to check
That's
that
a lot of
place
fun.
out. Yeah, we
My
have
first
we have
gig
some time
ever was
coming.
Shadow Cabinet was Ruby Street.
And how long have you been in the band?
Since October 2015.
Okay. Oh, so when you closed down Omar, you
Yeah,
were
I
kind of
don't-
new to the band already.
Well, no, that was
A year or 2 in, I guess.
2 years. Yeah, that ended too quick because that was a lot of fun. And those
I
guys
like the
were
Omar
playing
a lot.
great.
I-
Oh, it was a blast.
I used to
Yeah.
like seeing. Do you know Trey Pierce?
Oh yeah.
They used to put on a show at that place. It was
Yeah.
like they wedged this arena band
Mm-hmm.
in there, and it was
Yeah.
the horns and the everything. Like
Oh,
it was
yeah.
such a great show. And I think
Yeah.
they were the ones who had the coffin tip box. Didn't they have like a little coffin thing that
I
stood
never
up in
saw
the
them,
front?
but I know they played Omar.
Oh my God,
all
they
the
were
time.
they were unbelievable. We used to drive all the way out to New Smyrna Beach just to see them play.
Did they do original music or cover music?
I don't even
Or
remember
mixed?
anymore.
You know?
I think it was mixed, but I don't
Yeah, I
even
think
remember
mixed.
anymore. I
Nobody
haven't gotten to
remembers
see him in
the
a long
Omar.
time.
The
I
Omar
know,
was crazy.
I know it was a long time ago.
All right, so next Friday, the 24th, we're at Fiddler's Green.
Oh, okay. I haven't
Oh.
been there yet either, so that sounds like a cool place to check out. I think we're
That's
playing
a lot
next
of
Friday.
That's a
though.
lot of fun.
I have to look and see.
Yeah,
if we're
it's a
playing or not.
genuine Irish pub.
Is that the one in Winter Park?
Yeah,
Okay, I think I know where it is. I just haven't
on
been there.
Fairbanks, yeah. And then-
Okay, that's
Doesn't
kind of a
the
small
three
place
roads come
too.
together? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is
The
small.
electronic kit.
Electronic kit.
Yeah, that's the only way.
You know, I get stuck playing the electronic kit more than the acoustic kit because so many places now are like, oh, the volume, the volume, the volume. And you know, we're the bass line. If the drums are here, and then the band has to
Yeah.
layer. And so
Yeah.
I'm at the point now where I play acoustic at the Apopka Amphitheater. I play acoustic at Traders. And I play acoustic when we do like one Daytona or something outdoors. I am electronic at Dexter's. I'm electronic at Murano. I'm electronic at Fredster's because I don't want to deal with whatever volume
When you
problem.
filled in for Gin and Tonics, was that your electronic kit?
So this is funny. Those guys
Although
are
it looks
awesome.
acoustic.
It is electronic. I took a Pearl Rhythm Traveler. Emmett Hart from Rocket Fly is an amazing carpenter, and I bought 2 Pearl Rhythm Travelers because they're single-headed,
Yep.
and we double-headed them. And inside each bass drum is a Roland TD9, disassembled and mounted to a bar.
Wow.
Inside the toms are the Pintec conversion kit.
Okay.
And I'm playing a real Roland snare because I couldn't get an aftermarket one to work the way I wanted, right? It looks acoustic other than that it's thin, you know, so you can
Yeah.
tell like there's something up. But
Yeah.
we did that at Rock and Brews because when they first opened, the perfect example of how this all started, they came up and said, we're not doing bands anymore. It's too loud. And I told the manager there, this guy Chris, I said, I'll tell you what, I'll rig up an electronic kit that'll work. And if you like it, you just need to put me in the rotation because I'm going to go buy this stuff.
Yeah.
And we played there, and they were all about it.
Oh,
they
yeah.
were like, oh my God, this
Yeah,
is,
that's-
you know, get your calendar out. Like, what days do you want?
We get compliments on that a lot. That we
The
keep
electronic
our,
kit.
Well, that we keep our volume manage.
And that's a key component. to
Especially
making
like
that happen.
the servers that work there at the end of the night.
They don't
they're
have to
like,
yell.
"Oh, you guys were awesome. Everyone could hear the.
Now is that
the
even with
drink
your
orders."
is that even with your acoustic kits?
No, I mean with the big acoustic kit, I'm gonna use that at a main street or something like that. I'm talking about like we played Coconuts on the beach, Cocoa Beach a while back, and I mean it's a restaurant, so they're trying
Right.
to take orders and they need to hear. And
I'm at the point where
I
I
got
use
that
it more
comment
than
there, but when I played there, I think I used a smaller acoustic kit, but just
Yeah.
keeping the volume in general.
That's been a big thing for us. Which with an alternative band, like you said, you get all the extra sounds out of it. I saw All In a couple weeks ago, almost a month ago now. That's Dave Lauber on the drums, Dave Storm on the bass, Jennifer DeVio out front. I think they said their guitar player's name is Craig, and then they had the keyboard player from Clicker. I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. Do you believe that? You know who I mean, though, right? I'm just getting old and I forget. He has a really ridiculous
I've
keyboard.
heard those
system.
names, yeah.
He's fantastic. Well, anyway, Lauber brought out this little red electronic kit that had these real cool looking, 80s alternative looking pads. And then he took a
Simmons
26
pads,
inch.
like those
No, they
ones?
were round. They were like an Alesis, but they
Oh,
were
okay.
red.
Okay.
And then
Oh, yeah.
they were plastic though. They weren't the ones that looked like drums. Like
Right.
they were the. And then he took what I think was a 24, 26 inch bass drum head and made it a gold record with the band name on it and put it in front of that little peg bass drum. It looked awesome. And
Yeah.
if they were, the band's a little loud, turn the
Right.
volume knob and be done. Like it works out terrific.
Yeah.
I'm playing more electronic than acoustic, which I prefer to play acoustic anytime. But it's definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
It's definitely. Well, I'm looking forward to getting to catch you guys at a show. I'm always playing when you're playing. I tell that to all the
Yeah.
bands. It's been a little while. I haven't. The last time I saw you, I think, was at Peanuts. So I don't know when the last time you played there was, but I'm guessing it's been a year or two since
Yeah.
I've been able to get out and check out a show.
I think it was 2019 when I had that, because I had the cocktail kit.
Yeah, the cocktail kit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was
That was
definitely a while ago.
2019.
Yeah, there was
Yes.
a big gap. We didn't play there during the pandemic and stuff, so
Right.
quite a while.
Right.
We just played there for the first time since before the pandemic. 2 weeks ago?
It was Memorial Day weekend on
Yeah,
Saturday.
that's right, Memorial
which
Day
is
weekend.
crazy. Flagler Avenue on Memorial Day.
Any
weekend.
holiday out there, or when they do the wine walk or any of that.
Yeah, it was Wine Walk too.
Yeah.
And the holiday.
Yeah. Well, I'm
I
looking
didn't see
forward.
anybody riding bicycles, but.
No, I'm looking forward to getting out to check out a show.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled you guys were finally able to get out here and be on the show. If you haven't seen Shadow Cabinet, now you know what they're all about. In case you didn't hear me say it, for the last year on the show, definitely go check them out. It's a great band. It's a great time. It's a unique set of music. You'll have a blast. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and you guys have a great weekend of live music. We'll see you soon.